Hello and welcome to Verily Magazine's voice message while you are out. This is Mary Rose Somarriba, editor-in-chief of Verily, and I'm here with Maggie Brady. Margaret Brady is the associate editor of Verily, and we're in Cleveland.
Hi, Mary Rose.
Hi, Maggie. We're here to go through some of the notable news of the week for our Verily listeners, so let's jump right in.
Yeah, so first up we have Caitlin Clark, the NCAA phenom. She owns the crown for top scoring in NCAA basketball for both men and women. In college basketball, she is the GOAT. She's now in the WNBA playing for the Indiana Fever. And in a game on Saturday against Chicago Sky's Kennedy Carter hard fouled her, knocked her to the floor with her shoulder. As she waited for an inbound pass, she didn't even have the ball. She was just standing there and got knocked over. That was a flagrant foul. Kennedy refused to talk to the media about that situation after the game, but later on the social media app Threads, she said, "Besides three-point shooting, what does she, Clark, bring to the table?" Not nice. Clark, she said her approach was to calm down and let your play do the talking. Although she did mention that's just not a basketball play, and her team, the Fever, did win the game. As soon as this happened, it sparked a firestorm. So ESPN star Pat McAfee leaned into this, saying Caitlin's fans were being criticized for liking her for racial reasons, and he used a anti-woman slur to refer to Clark. And he was trying to be positive about her, but he just felt entitled to use that word about her. Of course, he apologized for that later, but it just goes to show you, he's a guy, he's willing to use this language about women. But Kennedy, I wish women could support each other a little bit better in sports, like the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, it was Clark who was in the finals of the Women's March Madness not long ago, and it was athletes like her that brought so many viewers to the surprise of the nation that it competed with the men's basketball views, which is stunning. So she's no small fish here. She's a big deal. She was a part of what made that such a big finals for the women in college basketball.
Basketball is a physical game. I know the veteran players don't want to get shown up by the rookie, but if we support each other, she's benefiting the other players as well.
They say a high tide raises all ships. She's bringing a lot of excitement to the WNBA, and just coming off of the college finals, there was no doubt of that. So this is a bummer to start with this negative note.
If the guys will tear us down themselves, we got to have some solidarity, ladies. Mm-hmm. Solidarity is the name of the game. Yes. Especially when you're playing a game like basketball.
Just goes to show that there's moments to take the high road or the low road wherever we are in life, and let us all aspire to do better. Well, let's see. What else in the news this week?
So we also had Mexico electing its first female president, Claudia Sheinbaum. She's also the first Jewish president. She has a PhD in engineering. She's the current mayor of Mexico City. And women in Mexico, I was surprised to learn this, women in Mexico first gained the right to vote in the 1950s. So it's quite a milestone for them. They beat us to the punch, electing a female leader. Sheinbaum said in her acceptance speech, "I do not arrive alone. We all arrived with our heroines who gave us our homeland, with our mothers, our daughters, and our granddaughters." She's the protege of the current president, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, also known as AMLO. He's kind of a populist, folksy type fella. Very, very popular. She won in a landslide. AMLO is very much a critic of the United States. Everyone's curious to see how Claudia Sheinbaum, how she'll put her stamp on the office. If she says she's going to continue his approach, but some say she may be a little bit more pragmatic. Time will tell.
Yes. It's always exciting to hear about women leaders. Mexico definitely needs some work with the violence. What was it? 95% of crimes unsolved.
In 2022, 95% of crimes were not solved.
I mean, if you have so much crime, it's a lot of work cut out for this new president. Best of luck, Madam President. We wish Mexico all the best.
Good luck, Claudia.
The craziest news story I saw this week. I couldn't believe my eyes. It sounds like it's almost felt like I was dreaming this, or that this was some crazy premise of a TV show or movie. The Amazon rainforests in Brazil, there are remote tribes. There are people whose lives and little civilizations haven't been touched by modern technology because of the difficult brush that vehicles couldn't get through in decades past. One tribe, the Marubo people, they've recently, for the first time ever, gotten access to high-speed internet thanks to Elon Musk's Starlink satellite program. And just 9 months of this, the elders and folks there are seeing some negative consequences, as we could imagine. Tribes people were saying that while there's been some positives, like they can call for help more quickly and helicopters can reach somebody who has a medical emergency, there have also been some perils, such as the young men becoming hooked on internet porn. In their 2,000 people large civilization, men, had their certain expectations of work to bring food to their tribes people. Now some of these men are spending hours of the day on their little devices. One fellow, Enoch Marubo, said that it changed the routine so much that it was detrimental. In the village, if you don't hunt, fish, and plant, you don't eat. There's just some laziness coming about if you're not doing those things if you're on the screen. Also, an elder who is 73 said things have gotten worse. Young people have gotten lazy because of the internet. What's also very disturbing and noteworthy is that they're also finding aggressive sexual behavior among young men. For a civilization that has mores where it's inappropriate to kiss in public, now people are making more aggressive, overt sexual moves in public. So that's noteworthy as well. I mean, I know that for years, since I did journalism fellowship on pornography and trafficking, I remember sometimes people would ask me, is there any research that shows that pornography leads to more aggressive behavior? And it's been tough to actually pinpoint that down. There's a lot of aggressive imagery in pornography, like as high as 90% or close to it, aggressive actions against women. And so that's troubling that people are viewing these things and finding pleasure in them. But this is a new development. So my heart goes out to those people. I really hope that some adjustments are made that will help them restore their beautiful culture and not be completely corrupted by the absolute bottom of the barrel of the internet.
It's so frustrating that, we have these islands of people who haven't been destroyed by this stuff yet, and Western culture is finding ways to seep in. And
it's like they have no defenses against this because it's insanely addictive. And
they're getting it all at once. Like we had it sort of get used to it and get better habits as it slowly came online.
Yeah, and internet use in general. Just like you can be addicted just to screens in general.
We're sorry, tribe.
Yeah, let's somebody go help them out with a filter for those who who can use it. If they're connecting to the internet, we could probably use a little bit more of what's influenced their culture. What kind of values do they have? So that's something we could probably do a little better to go a little bit back to basics.
Yep. 100%.
Maybe we shouldn't have put the internet in the Amazon. I'm just going to throw it out there that was quite a jump and quite an assumption that would be a positive introduction.
I thought it was interesting how women were involved in this. So the Starlink units themselves, which are not cheap, but 20 of them were donated to the tribe by an American philanthropist, Alison Renault. The tribe was connected to this philanthropist by a Brazilian activist named Flora Dutra. She works with the Navi Global Charity to help indigenous people in the Amazon get jobs in healthcare and other such projects. But the third woman whose voice kind of matters a lot here is Somarriba, the first female to be granted a leadership role in the tribe. And she's the one of the tribal leaders saying this has been not great for the young men in the tribe, especially.
That's a voice we should listen more to, and I'd like to hear more from. It definitely seems like this tribe, we're talking 2,000 people. Some men have said it takes a lot to get attention of a woman, even in American society, that it can be tempting to just go right to the apparent attention you get in pornography when a woman's appearing to look at you with a lot of excitement. More so, I can imagine for a tribe where you have fewer people, you have to really stand out to compete with other men to get the attention of a woman and to earn her respect and go through all the social customs you may have, not kiss her in public and all those things, win her hand. I don't know if you have to get some kind of approval or some kind of rituals. I have no idea. I'd love to hear more about their values of their tribe. But it's very sad to see that has really disrupted their economy of not only work, but relationships. We see that happening in our world, in our American society. It's happened over time so slowly that sometimes we can hardly tell. But it's such a stark contrast to this values of this indigenous tribe.
Right, they had no mechanism for swiping through people. They had to get to know people. They had, face-to-face interactions. And now we've introduced them to the world of single-serving people.
It stuns me. It's very stunning how little foresight was put into this. To follow up on our Red Lobster news coverage, we have some silly news.
Yes. So, as we previously noted, Red Lobster recently had to file for bankruptcy. They had tried to make their endless shrimp promotion a permanent feature on their menu, which led to a $11 million loss, endangering their business. However, Flavor Flav to the rescue. He posted on Instagram under an image of a table full of food. Your boy said he was going to do everything to help Red Lobster and save Cheddar Bay biscuits. Ordered the whole menu. Running the numbers shows he probably spent like around $2,500 on the seafood soiree.
Wow.
Not including tip. And even the official Red Lobster social media handle commented on his post, "It's flavor time, boy," expressing appreciation. So they declared bankruptcy, but they're hoping to reorganize. They're closing some stores and restructuring. But it remains to be seen for how long Flavor Flav and his fellow Cheddar Bay biscuit enjoyers can keep the restaurant afloat. We can only hope.
Yeah, man, I wish I was close by when that happened. I could have helped to eat some food using his platform to try to bring some awareness that Red Lobster needs our support.
That's right.
So
I'm accepting scholarships, Flavor Flav. Just putting that out there.
Doesn't have to be endless shrimp. Anything, any biscuits, that works too. Well, thank you for your service, Flavor Flav, and Red Lobster. We wish you the best. We'll be standing by with any more updates on Red Lobster. As we wrap up, I just want to say one more note to all of you listeners that not only can you subscribe to Verily Magazine, the quarterly print, for $60 a year or $5 a month if you prefer to space it in 12 months payments, you can also support us in the way of donations because we are now a 501c3 nonprofit. And it's more sustainable for us as a nonprofit with our new model. So we do need support. We have a growing team of supporters, and those who want to support us, if you would like, feel called to do so, please reach out. Go to our website, verilymag.com/donate. And this rounds out the news of the week on today's voice message while you are out.